any procedure for starting your own case? And you
Sure.
say in a federal court, but you've brought me to the site where it says that all state courts are common law courts. Why would you go to federal as opposed to state? And
Because, like, say me, I'm suing the governor, and all the judges in Alabama are Republicans as well. The governor's Republican, and all the judges are voted. Even the Supreme Court justices in Alabama are voted in as, you know, they're elected. So they're all Republicans. So how am I going to get somebody in a black robe who's not a Republican, who's not going to side for the governor? It's diversity of citizenship, you can call it, but it's just a diversity of parties. They're in one state, I'm in another state. You know, but you can say, what do you mean by state? It's like I'm in a natural state. I'm in a state of nature. I don't have to say I'm in the state of Virginia, because when people put me on a spot, it's like, oh, you're in the state of Virginia? It's like, what? You know, part of the dirt, the rocks, the gravel? I'm not in the state. That's ridiculous.
so what you're saying is we're on the land and they're on the state, that we're foreign to one another.
You can say, well, I'm in the natural state. I'm in a state of being. I'm a sentient being. I'm not in any state. Tomorrow you can change the map. I thought we were going to all succeed from the United States tomorrow anyway. So I think they're going to change the name of Virginia anyway to Utopia. You know, I don't know what they're going to call it tomorrow. You know, I didn't write the rule. I don't play their name game. I don't play it. I just say, I'm a man, I'm aggrieved, I've been injured, that man did me wrong, he interfered in my life, I want compensation, I want him to leave me alone. And that's my lawsuit. That's it, one page. When you read my lawsuit, it's like, holy Christmas. That's it?
Oh, yeah. Wait. So you're saying that all I have to do
give him a notice.
Go to court to do that first page?
The first thing you got to do is...
That's on Angela's site?
The first thing you have
Can you walk us through this procedure?
Okay, this is what I tell everybody what to do. The first thing you do is write a letter, a cease and desist letter. Tell them you give them notice, you're interfering with right, blah, 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 blah. The right to association, the right to congregate, the right to carry a gun, the right to religious practice, the right to whatever. The right to pick my nose and scratch my butt if you left alone while I'm doing it. Anything. You're interfering with my right to blank. You give a notice. Say, look, if you don't stop interfering with this right, or you stop interfering with giving me the right to go before a jury, you stop interfering with my right to have a common law proceeding, if you don't stop doing this, I'm going to charge you a fee. I'm going to charge you $1,000 a day until you stop interfering with this right. Not only do I believe I have this right, but the Constitution supports this right. Alabama Constitution, the New Jersey Constitution supports this right. State Code supports this right. State Supreme Court of New Jersey also believes that I have this right. So it's not only my belief, you know what, I'm going to come in with some good foundational evidence, background proofs, and facts that my claim is standing on good foundation, based on your freaking written law. So not only is it my belief, it's your belief. So that you're saying in my notice. You want to put all these citations in? That's what you do. But you don't say, well, Alabama says I can do this in New Jersey. New Jersey doesn't say nothing. Tomorrow they're going to change the state to something else. They're pulling away from the United States. They're going to change it to whatever they want to change it to. Raspberry Parkway, whatever they want to change it to. So you just use their own stuff.
Who's this letter to? The plaintiff?
The judge. The judge who stays denying the right to a jury trial. Who's ever doing you the wrong? Who's ever the wrongdoer? You say, hey, that's wrong. You can't do that. Please stop that. That's the letter you give him. Hey, that's wrong. Don't do that. Please stop that. Not only is that my belief, but the Constitution says this, the statutory code says this, the Supreme Court says this, the Bible says this, Ralph McCavish says this, you know, McGill Gorilla says this. Everybody says this. You can't do me this way that you're doing me. Stop. If you don't stop, I'm going to charge you $1,000 a day. And I'm going to bring you before a jury. And the jury finds that my belief is a good belief. They're going to give me the thumbs up like American Idol. Go like, hey, we like your show and dance you just put off. Like, you know what? Now they're going to give you $1,000 a day. Hell, don't triple the damages. Yeah, that judge shouldn't have done that. Pay that life slate, judge. That's how you do your notice. You notice a cease and desist. And then when they cease and desist, if they just blow you off, you can say by tacit acquiescence, you can put that in a notice too. If you don't respond to this in 72 hours, or 14 days, 21 days, or 6 months, I'm going to say that you tacitly acquiesce to all the terms and conditions of this notice. And that you can do that. And then, like I said, if they still continuing to do this, say, well, I'm sorry that we couldn't settle this matter on a private side, but it looks like you're giving me no choice, but I'm going to have to invoke my 9th article and 7th Amendment article rights, the Bill of Rights, to invoke a common law jury trial against you.
Well, how do you say that? In another letter?
Yep, just another letter. 30 days go by, 14 days go by, 21 days go by, 6 months, however long you wanted to let them go by. You could claim a wrongful act that somebody did to you 100 years ago. There is no statutory limitation. There is no latches that may be imputed to the public. If you bring up a statutory limitation and you're the prosecutor, then they can bring it up as a form of defense. Don't ever say 6 years went by, 2 years went by, 80 years went by. Don't ever bring up any of that nonsense. And if you drop dead and die, the Judicial Act of 1793, Section 31 says that your descendants can pick up your claim if you drop dead and die. Your children's children's children can pick up your claim. Because man can't be latched. The attorneys can. The Constitution latches the states to the federal government. They're all latched. They all took contracts. They all the judge took an oath of office. An oath of office is they bound themselves to the Constitution, or they bound themselves to certain duties and responsibilities. They bound themselves. They latched themselves. They have a contract to perform under. You don't. You can do whatever you want. You're unlimited. Your capacity to move and perform and do whatever you want is unlimited by any latches, because you're a man. You're free to think. You're not a Frankenstein. You're not a creation of the state. You're not a monster. It's very simple. Believe me, when I see it, like I said, I checked with the clerk of the court's office in Alabama today to see if my case had a pacing number, so you folks could watch along and watch this extremely simple claim go through the federal district court and see how it works. And I'm asking for $346 million because 346 seconds they interfered with my right to my brand new baby, who's now 11 years old.